Hi, Mochismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Please like, subscribe, share the video if you found it helpful. Give it a thumbs up. Pass it on if you believe someone else would benefit from it. I'd appreciate that. Well, we're going to talk about how a narcissist can't sit their asses down. They cannot be still for long periods of time. They cannot just sit with themselves. I've said this a million times, and a lot of content creators and experts on the subject have said the same things. They are very antsy. They are just busybodies. They have seemingly more energy than 5 people put together. And there's a reason for this. That reason is because they cannot regulate their emotions. They are impulsive. They have to run around and garner supply on a constant because one individual, say a man, a husband to the narcissist wife, or a wife to the narcissist husband, who is very faithful, loyal, loving, supportive, caring, everything that, an individual would want and more in a partner, which would be more than enough to have them be content. For a narcissist in this situation, it is not the case. You'll find a lot of times in these marriages where there's a narcissist and an empath, there will be a lot of things the narcissist will seemingly be juggling. They will give the illusion like they are very engaged in multiple projects, say middle class or upper class narcissist married to a pretty well-off husband. You'll see this all the time where they are constantly out of the house. They will have children that are growing up in the house with that mother or father absent. And a lot of times that narcissist female will be on the go so much till the empath will try to match that type of energy and that type of go, 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 go. And they will find themselves exhausted in a real way while the narcissist has seemingly energy on tap. Now that empath in that relationship who seemingly believes that they are doing well in marriage, they are doing well as far as their children in the best schools, the children seem healthy. But what is happening is the kids are growing up in a house that is empty of parent influence in a real good way. They know their parents in a way where it's superficial. They don't really know their parents in a way where the emotions are diversified. They don't see happiness, sadness, grieving together, laughing together, crying together, doing things that are really wholesome in life for a family to really just see what they're made out of. They can only dote on the fact that dad does this as far as an occupation, mom does this, to be able to keep up with their counterparts at school. And a lot of times their counterparts are not even, they don't have parents as well off as the child who has this narcissist mom, in this particular case, for example. And what will happen is they will go through life, the children will go through life believing that this is what they have to do. They have to go to school and continue and go through their college academics and whatnot and grow up to get married, steadily doting on what mom and dad does. And to the point where they really don't know their mother and father, being the empath he is and the narcissist she is. Because again, narcissists train you to keep up pace with them. You may be even moving a lot better in life when you meet them, more progressive with that situation I just gave you. Narcissists can't sit their ass down. You may in fact have a healthy empath that's juggling multiple things and he's doing it well or she's doing it well. Now that narcissist will actually slow that flow of that that empath down, unbeknownst to him. She will slow his flow down, tell him he's working too much, and just guilt trip him to death and make him feel like he is doing too much of this and not enough of that. She'll try to convince him that he's not spending enough family time with the children. If he's a healthy empath who's doing the damn thing, she'll tell him he is missing games when he is available for these children in a major way, when the narcissist female is not. She's just sitting back, scrutinizing and being a critic, like Siskel and Ebert. She is rating the movie because she's directing everything. And in many cases, if it's a male narcissist, you can reverse the genders, if you will, but we're just going to stick with the female narcissist and an empath husband. Now, the kids are growing up under the illusion that this is what they have to tell their friends. And so they become conditioned to the point where they have to play the game, play their positions, and they'll go on to get married. And their marriage will be in shambles because they may have met a good person that is not about temporal things, superficial things. And because they have been around this type of dynamic, they feel they need to compete or live to a certain caliber. And they will, in turn, the children I'm talking, when they go on, grown up and get married, they don't realize that there is something missing that is a fundamental part of family. And that is the unconditional love that has nothing to do with how much we have financially, how many superficial things we have in the house, what kind of house we live in. See, when you're going through hell financially, physically, emotionally, and different things in life, families who are healthy, irregardless to the ups and the downs, they will tend to huddle together and encourage one another. Baby, that doesn't mean anything to me. You and the children are the most important thing to me. I don't care about all that other stuff. And these are families that are resilient to the times, the test of times. And they can weather those storms. And you'll find these families, they don't have to flock to counseling, marriage counseling. They don't have to flock to independent or individual counseling to get their minds right, because the wife is overbearing and the husband is controlling. Excuse me, folks. They come to a truce. They come to a compromise that is pretty healthy. They can huddle amongst themselves. They can pray. They can seek a spiritual guidance. And in some cases, they may have to, do some kind of counseling or some intervention, but that won't be an intense intervention to the fact where they can't figure out their life out, because their life is already being navigated by the man being the protector. He is being the, he is being the leader. He is being that person that the wife respects, adores, and appreciates, and vice versa. Doesn't matter what they go through. Pandemic shook a lot of families. It shook the tree. It shook the family tree. A lot of broken homes when pandemic came and went. The aftermath was terrible. A lot of grieving, a lot of different things. But there was an upside. You and I know what that upside was, pal. If it hadn't been for pandemic, a lot of us would not be awakened. I woke up in the midst of the pandemic because we had to live within close proximity of these demons that we never knew were demons. We knew they was just hell-bent on arguing over nothing, creating problems that didn't exist, complaining about everything and anything. missing in action, where we never ever really checked up to see and validate, or not validate, but to vet what they were telling us. We just continued to go about life when we had suspicions. But when that country shut down, it illuminated the narcissist's dirty dealings. So this family dynamic, whereas there was a narcissist in that house, it exposed itself for what it was. And those were relationships that were not supposed to be retrievable, were not supposed to be salvageable. The cord was supposed to be cut. And if you're here now listening to me now, I want you to realize, if you're still connected with a narcissist and you realized it during the pandemic, that was God. That was God showing you something. Reflect back on that when everything revealed itself with that narcissist partner. You found out they had all these hidden secrets. They had these double lives. Why are you still involved with them? That marriage counseling you got, and in some cases, you have probably gave ultimatums, but I want you to listen well. Look at their behavior now in the present. How much of a change have they made? Or have they changed the way they have begun to manipulate you? Have they changed the way that they manipulate you on a consistent basis? Or did they recondition you to believe that those things that they did and you caught them in are a thing of the past? What new things are you having to deal with them with? What new things are you just compromising with them with? Is it your decision wholeheartedly, or is it something they surmised or they prescribed for the family and you're just going along with it? See, in a relationship with a narcissist, you never have a say. Even when you think you've given your opinion, it is an illusion. They will tell you to give them your opinion on something. And when you give it to them or give them your insights on something, they will water it down. But they're so smooth with it, you won't realize it until it's much later down the line. They will give you the illusion that they care about what you think and feel in your decisions. But at the end of the day, they end up doing what they were already going to do. Because they'll do it in a way to say, tell me what you think, Susan. And they'll throw that line in there where, yeah, that's a good idea. I just think, let's just do this. And again, what they just said to you, I think that's a great idea. That is to initiate you into believing that you got input. But what they're actually doing is recruiting you mentally to accept what they're going to do. And you go along with it because in your mind you say, okay, it's a good idea. My idea was good too. He said it. But he's the husband. He's the man. And don't even talk about if there's a third party in the room or in that space. They will use that third party as leverage. They will even take that third party's idea over yours, having you think they are open-minded because they didn't settle on their idea. They settled on your girlfriend's idea. And it'll be somebody like your girlfriend or your brother or somebody close to you. They will use those individuals to leverage having their way. So guys, I want you to really understand, coming up to the Christmas holiday, this is something that is going to test a lot of tolerance. But it's also going to expose even more narcissists. As with any event that centers around happiness, harmony, holiness, they hate those things. So just keep an eye, observant eye. Not these eyes all the time. It's the eye of your intuition. You can see visually by the way they move, but that won't tell you everything you need to know, because they are great showmen. They are great actors and actresses. You're going to have to just be in tune with your intuition, and don't talk yourself out of what your intuition tells you. It will serve you, and it will expose the narcissist for who they are. Guaranteed. All you have to do is just wait and observe. That being said, bless.